Hey folks, 1 week after my return from the Camino, back in real life, let's talk about the struggle of daily vlogging. Now, many of you might not be interested in that topic, but as you might see here, I will put in some letters during the entire video, and you should write them down. If you don't, you might regret it in the end. Anyway, that was the first time that I shot my Camino with a full-frame camera because I wanted to have good material when I come back home and maybe create some movie with that. Now, you might watch my videos and say, oh, I've seen it, the quality isn't that good, and that's true, but that's on purpose. You know, I shot all my videos in 1080p 60 frames, and I rendered them in 1080p 30 frames. And usually when I'm home, I render with a bitrate of 40 megabit, because otherwise you might lose some textures or you create artifacts or whatever. But while I was on the Camino with my smartphone, I rendered only in 10 megabits. So a lot of detail information got lost. But that was necessary because I had to upload those files every night. And a file in 10 megabit or 40 megabit is a huge difference in size. So when I uploaded my clips, let's say 15-minute clips was roughly about 1 gig, and that was enough because I had places with very bad mobile connection or very bad Wi-Fi, and let's say in places like Rutelan, neither nor, and took me, I think for the English version, 12 hours to upload. The German version took 20 hours to upload, and with bigger files it's simply not feasible. So the quality of my videos that I uploaded are a compromise, best of both worlds. And on top of that, there's still this YouTube algorithm that compresses the files even more and still got more less quality. You know what I'm talking about. So the original files look much better. Anyway, let's talk a little about the camera. Sony ZV-E1, I got it 1 week before departure, so I had not much time to get used to it, and yeah, I set it to aperture priority, aperture 8, shutter and ISO on auto, and that's it. Now, when you're shooting out of the hand, it's always a little difficult to, switch it on and switch it off. Looks awkward, and in order to not look that awkward, you would have to cut the files at the beginning and at the end. I didn't want to do that. So I bought this tiny Bluetooth handle. You can start the recording, stop, switch to photo mode. You have a rocker for the zoom. Awesome. Now, I was thinking, you have this screw where you screw it on the bottom of the camera. And whenever I want to put it away, I have to unscrew it, and then when I want to use it again, I have to screw it. No, there has to be a solution, and I found one. This is an Arca Swiss adapter plate. So I screwed it on the adapter plate. I put an Arca Swiss plate on the camera, and then I just did that. And when I wanted to put the camera away, just released it. Very handy, very comfy. If you want, you should try that. It's awesome. If you put it right, you can lock it so you don't accidentally push the button and drop the camera. And what I did, I took this camera with a handle and just put it in my belt. So I use it like a point and shoot camera. There's not, you can do a lot of things with that, but I didn't, because vlogging on the Camino should be easy and should be simple, not much hassling around. Now, this camera is the smallest full frame camera with an amazing stabilization. Now, Sony cameras are famous for their shitty stabilization, but this has now also not only active stabilization, but dynamic active stabilization. And I think for shooting out of the hand, talking head, this is perfect. Now, what I didn't take into account, that I should have stepped down the stabilization one step when shooting B-roll. I didn't. So whenever I panned, the stabilization thought, oh, there's a movement, I have to correct that. And it's a little stuttering by times. Next time, I know better. Now, let's talk about the lens. I took with me this shitty piece of crap, let's name it how it is. Samyang 18mm f2.8. Kind of fast, kind of wide, perfect for vlogging. And it's cheap. Now, usually lenses for full frame cameras are amazingly expensive and heavy. And this one is cheap and lightweight. It's only 140 grams. Perfect for the Camino. Now, as you might have noticed, someday when I accidentally set my settings to aperture 18, the autofocus motor got a little stressed out and made heavy noise. Yeah, you always get for what you pay. You always get what you pay for. English, please. Now, it's not that I don't have better lenses. I have, for example, this one. It's a Sigma 20-40. It would have been perfect, but as you see, it's much bigger. It's 3 times the weight, 3 times the cost. Keep it simple. But as I always say, no weight, no performance. Anyway, now when I shot my videos and I got back to the albergue, took out the SD card with an SD card reader, plugged it into my phone, and I edited my videos. In fact, I didn't edit my videos, took them out of the box. Now, in order to be able to do that, you have to, or at least I, especially because I shoot in 2 languages, that's difficult. I had to shoot in a particular order. So, my first clip is always in English, the second in German, then following B-roll, and then again English, German, B-roll, English, German. So when I put the files into my editing program, I didn't have to review the files. I just marked them in the correct order, put them in, and then what I did, set the sound settings. So fade in, fade out for talking head, mute for B-roll. Then put in transitions, the songs under the B-roll. And that's it. Then I rendered the videos, and every video rendering time was about 5 minutes. The editing process itself, from transferring the files to the final production, was for both languages max 1 hour. So if you shoot in one language as a normal person, doesn't take you more than 30 minutes. Everybody has the time. As long as you don't edit your files. And yeah, as I told you before, I would love to see more vlogs like mine. It's not that I'm awesome. I know I am. You don't have to tell me. But that's life. I don't want to see Camino videos that are taken back home and thought about it. Oh, I cannot do this, and I have to correct this and that. It's a lot of work. I appreciate that, but they are all similar. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of your thoughts are just cut out. And that's, you know, when I shoot my videos and before I upload them, I usually have a look into that. And it's sometimes like, wow, that's quite shitty, you shouldn't have said that. Or on the other hand, sometimes, whoa, that's a nice one. Didn't expect that. So also for me, it's always a surprise. And that's the entire fun of it. And the most fun is the reactions. You know, when you think you uploaded a real massive video and people are celebrating it. That's amazing. So, it's not a big deal shooting daily vlogs on the Camino. You know, when you walk, take out the camera, it doesn't take any time. You walk anyway. And when you're back at the albergue, 30 minutes of work, and upload does it on its own. You don't have to check that. The only thing that you have to take care about is your music. If you want to put any kind of music under it, think about what kind of music. And even if you have licensed music, like I have, take your license informations with you. Because every single video that I uploaded, I got a copyright claim for that, and I have to prove that I bought it, that I'm able to use it. For every single video. So the first thing in the morning when I was sitting with my coffee, I was filing against the copyright claim. But anyway, once you are in the flow, not big of a deal. You don't lose anything of your Camino experience. Not much work at all. So, now let's come to the reason why I put all those letters in here. Maybe you're thinking about vlogging on the Camino, but maybe you think, I don't know, you don't have the right equipment, or you need the let's say, initial kick in the ass, I got something for you. Now, just to make it clear, what I want to give you now is, my own, let's say, portfolio. I bought it on my own. I'm in no way sponsored. And I just don't use it anymore. Now, I want to give away, let's say, a Camino vlogging starter kit consisting of Canon EOS M50 APS-C camera, came out in 2018, and 2018-2019 it was the YouTube content creator camera of the year, very famous. Together with that, you get the kit lens 15-45, zoom lens 11-22, perfect vlogging lens, and for indoors the famous Sigma 16mm 1.4. Now, why do I give it away? Why don't I sell it? Now, I could sell it on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or whatever, but I don't want to deal with idiots. And I don't really need the money because I already spent it. So what? Second, I don't use it anymore. It's just sitting on my shelf collecting dust. For me, it's no advantage other than sitting on my shelf for bragging in front of my friends. So I put all those letters up here. They are not in the correct order. If you put them in the correct order, those letters will be the name of a famous town on the Camino franchise. If you found out the name, you can write me an email to this address. This email address will only exist until this ends, come later to that, and it's just created for that purpose. So no need to spam me on that address. Now, if you want to start a YouTube career like I did, I'm famous. I met 4 subscribers on the Camino. Anyway, if you want to start a career, if you want to try out vlogging, write the correct name of the town in the subject line, send me an email. Now, this entire, let's say, game will end Saturday in 2 weeks. Will be first of July at night. On Sunday, next day, 2nd of July, I will check the email account, and let's say I have 15 replies. I will let my computer select a random number between 1 and 15. And let's say if it is 7, the 7th reply will get those camera set. I take all the shipping costs. Don't worry about that. But if you're living abroad, all custom fees or maybe prepaid import VAT or whatever is on you. That's not my problem anymore. But anyway, after I figured out the winner, between the next 2 or 3 days, I will prepare the shipment. And I would love to see something from you. Now, of course, once I send it out, it's yours. You can do whatever you want. You can sell it on eBay. You would get still a bunch of bucks for that. But if you do, karma will hit you hard, my friend. You know that. Nothing's for free. So what do you think? Want to start a YouTube career? You want to vlog on the Camino? Then you know what you gotta do. Anyway, next week I'm gonna start with wrapping up my Camino experiences, and yeah, will be big fun. Just for you, I'll tell you, I shot 1,500 files, 11 hours of view time, and 376 gigabytes. That's a lot to review, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, till next week, you know, stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned. And when Camino, and maybe when you go on the Camino in August, September, October, we will see a daily vlog with your new Canon EOS M50. See you.